And congratulations to the Notre Dame players and coach, raising their record to 23-11-5 and progressing now to the Frozen Four in a couple weeks in Chicago. Let's start off their conference here with opening statement from head coach Jeff Jackson.
We're obviously thrilled to have the opportunity to go to our backyard hosting the Frozen Four. It's nice that we're going to show up. So it was a great game. Lowell's a tremendous team. I said it last night. They're the best team we've played this year, and that holds true. I think that playing them 2 weeks ago helped us tonight. Just knowing the way we have to play, and people got a chance over the last 2 days. Actually, starting midway through last night, second period, I think people got a chance to see the team I've been watching for the last 8 weeks. And it kind of dissipated with our performance at Boston Garden. But certainly this is a thrilling moment for me, getting a chance to get back to the Frozen Four, and especially with this group of guys.
Okay, we'll now open up for questions for the players. Question right here in the third row.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. Andrews, can you talk about the fact you seem to double shift the entire game and just the ability to be conditioned to be able to handle something like that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a great strength program at Notre Dame, so I mean, all of us are in good shape and stuff. But yeah, I think I was just trying to get out there, do my best, and do the little things right, and help our team win. And a lot of guys that did the same and stepped up, and it was a fun game to be a part of, and fun to see all the players, making good plays and everyone contributing.
Right here in the front row.
This is a two-part for both Anders and Andrew, Josh Seaman, College Hockey News. Can you talk about your varying perspectives of the game-winning goal? I mean, it was a great play by Anders.
To be honest, I don't really remember what happened. I remember Anders had the puck on his stick, and I was just kind of standing in the slot, hoping he'd pass it, and he did, and I hit it as hard as I could, and luckily for us, it went in.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember getting the puck, and I know Ogie was open for about 15 seconds there, what it felt like, so I finally gave it to him, and he put it in like he always seems to do. So, I'm just glad he was in the right spot.
Follow-up question here in the front row.
Yeah, Andrew. What is it like to play with a player like Anders? I mean, he's always going to find your stick by the looks of it.
I mean, I think everyone in the locker room knows Anders is probably, one of the most special players in college hockey, and being able to play with him is an honor for me, and I'm sure everyone else in the locker room. So, I mean, just playing with him is fun. Things happen offensively. Things happen. He's fast. He's got great vision. He's always his mind's always in attack mode. So it's really fun to play with Anders, and I love him.
Thanks, man. Second row, right over here.
Chris Lynch with Inside Hockey. Cal, you wrote in the Players Tribune at the start of the weekend about your time in Chicago before, when you had your future in doubt. Going back to Chicago for the Frozen Four after a tournament like this that we just had in Manchester, just talk about your thoughts and sort of going full circle. And this is exactly why you went to Notre Dame, to try and play for things like this, right?
Yeah, and exactly, and just like you said, it's kind of coming full circle, and I think probably the most special thing is, I found a real home with Notre Dame, and it far exceeded my expectations, and I'm just really happy for everybody in the locker room, the whole coaching staff, and all of Irish hockey to finally be rewarded with doing things right, and I think we pride ourselves on doing that. And sometimes those kind of teams that do things right don't always get rewarded, but the guys in the locker room have really stepped up in crucial moments, and for us to get rewarded like this, going to Chicago and being an underdog is something really special. And I know regardless of however it goes, I think this is going to be a special memory for everybody.
Yep, we have a second row and front row.
Anders, Dave Hendrickson, USCHO. After the Lowell game against you guys 9 days ago, where they beat you pretty sizably, what was the mental approach that you guys took into this game?
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a wake-up call for us, and they're a good team. We know that, and we kind of were on a roll before then, and they took it to us there. So it let us regroup, and we realized how hard we got to come out each game, and how hard everyone needs to compete. And every guy on our team did that and realized that, and played with confidence and played poised, and we knew that we all had to be on the same page and bought in to win this game, and that's what we did. So I'm proud of each and every one of our guys.
Okay, and then we'll have the last question here in the front row.
Alex Hall, New Hampshire Union Leader. Andrew, just kind of following up on coming back 9 days later to beat Lowell. Just does that make this win extra special, just to kind of get a little bit of revenge from that game?
Lowell's a really good team, and we've struggled with them in the past, and I think that it just gave us more motivation to come in tonight and just give it all we had. I mean, it's a trip to the Frozen Four. You get up for it. So I guess you can say it was sweet that we got another chance at them, but I would have played a new one to get here. So
One last question right here for the players.
Jeff Cox with SB Nation. For both Andrew and Anders, it seemed like you had more chances against Lowell tonight a lot more chances than you did in the previous games I've seen you play against them. What do you think you guys did well to generate more chances tonight?
I think a lot of it had to do with our season being on the line. We were playing desperate, and we were dialed in, and every shift we got, we were gonna make it count. And I think we were just doing the little things right, and we knew that going in on our forecheck was going to be a huge factor. So we just decided that we were going to get the puck deep every time we were on the ice, and we did that, and it led to a lot of good opportunity for us. So hopefully we'll continue that.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll let you get back to the locker room and continue your celebration. And as they make their way out, just a reminder, if you have any specific media requests, please go through the media relations directors, Dan Colleran for the University of Notre Dame and Pete Soros for the University of Massachusetts Lowell. All right, let's open up questions now for head coach Jeff Jackson.
Coach Jackson, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. Is it kind of a rich irony being the last Hockey East team standing?
I don't know about that. I said it at the banquet. I said it many times. Is that until the final minute of the final game that we play, we're a proud member of Hockey East. So we'll be happy to represent them in the Frozen Four.
Right here in the front row, Dave.
Dave Hendrickson, USCHO. Did you feel that you had to go and maybe make a point of believability for your team that they could match up well against this team, given they were 9-2-2 against you over the years and that game 9 days ago? Was believability a concern?
It might have been more so going into Boston Garden. I was more concerned about yesterday, frankly, after, last weekend could have hurt our confidence. And like I said, I don't think people really had a chance to see how we've been playing up till that game against Lowell last week. And we kind of discovered it midway through the game last night, because I thought we were on our heels again against Minnesota. And whether it be, the couple minor little things that happened that led to that first goal, it changed things back to the way we'd been playing prior to the game in Boston.
Other questions for Coach Jackson? Right here, second row, please.
Coach, just going from 2-0 down yesterday to winning the regional today, just kind of what's been the emotional swing for you on the bench through these two games?
Every time I go through one of these things, I have a certain feel, just knowing the temperament of our team, knowing their mindset going into last night. As I said, I was concerned about their confidence a little bit going into that game last night, but I thought that we still had a chance to come back. We needed that next goal without question, and then we started playing, and then my confidence went way up. So, and today, I had that feeling that I've had in the past that we're ready, that our guys are dialed in, they're ready to play and do what they need to do to be successful.
Third row right here, Jim.
Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Online. You're similar to what I asked Anders. I guess you as a coach had to have the confidence that he could double shift as much as you had him going out there, and it just didn't feel like he was ever off the ice.
I laughed at you when you said that because I turned around and said to him, I said, you weren't being double shifted. You were just taking 2 shifts for 1. Anders has a tendency to stay on the ice a little longer, but no, I mean, hey, let's face facts. I mean, this team, for what they've accomplished, considering the fact that we're missing 2 second-line players, you never talk about that, especially when you're losing. But, our bench was a little shorter right now, and hopefully it'll be better in 2 weeks. But, I've said this about Cal Peterson, too. If you got horses, you play them. But that's not to say that there's a lot of guys that aren't getting much recognition that had great weekends, in my opinion. Guys like Dylan Malmquist and Jack Jenkins, they may have not been on the score sheet, but, I mean, I'm always looking at the minutes after every period, and, after the third period, Anders was around 26 minutes, and that's a little high, but he's such, I mean, I've had players like him in the past. They're such fluent skaters that minutes don't matter, and the best players in the NHL, 26 minutes on a night, the great players play that many minutes. So, and they're playing a lot more games than we are. And, we do have TV timeouts, which gave us a chance to rest them and use them on offensive zone faceoffs every opportunity I could. But it's not just him. He wasn't the only guy. A guy like Jack Jenkins was double shifted a fair bit too, at times. I'm missing a center right now in Connor Hurley, and so Andrew Ogilvie filled that role really well for us at center because he had been playing right wing on our first line. So when we had a couple injuries with Hurley and then Cal Burke, earlier it was Joe Wegworth, it caused us to shift our lines around, and it probably helped us because guys developed some chemistry with certain guys, and and they got accustomed to playing with different lines and different players. So, and I learned the lesson a long time ago from the legend Scotty Bowman, who told me that you have to be able to, when you don't have last change, you have to be able to take advantage in other ways.
One last question for head coach Jeff Jackson.
Ryan Lambert from Yahoo. Just wondering, what you thought of Cal's game today, given the number of quality chances, and then at the other end, you generated a bunch and then only got 3 goals out of it. So, the quality of the goaltending in this game, I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I thought Wall played outstanding, and hey, I have certain expectations for Cal. He's the rock back there. He had a rough game against Lowell last week. I talked to him about it. This is the first week, I think, in the season that we haven't watched clips because I didn't want to watch those clips from the Lowell game with him. But I'm his resident goalie coach too, so. I know when to leave him alone. I know when to challenge him. And I challenged him before this weekend, that he's going to have to be our best player. And most nights he is.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
And